want to start?
Yes, please.
The spiel and then go right into the lineups, right?
Yep. Right.
Good evening, baseball fans, and welcome to center field at Lexington High School for tonight's interleague matchup between the visiting Al Thomas Athletics of the Hockey League and your Lexington Blue Sox of the Intercity League. We ask that good sportsmanship prevail throughout tonight's contest on and off the field. Any intimidating or disrespectful actions taken by spectators, players, or coaches are unacceptable and unwelcome. Please sit back, relax, stay dry, and enjoy the game here at Lexington High School.
I'll go right into the lineups, you said?
Sure, yep.
Introducing the starting lineup, starting with the visiting Athletics. Leading off the catcher, number 44, Cam Plank. In the 2-hole, the shortstop, number 9, Jack Adgate. In the 3-hole, the third baseman, number 26, Matt Rothermel. In the cleanup spot, the right fielder, number 24, Sam Browning. In the 5 spot, the first baseman, number 12, Jake Bean. Batting 6th, the designated hitter, number 34, John Chapman. Batting 7th, the left fielder, number 41, Mitch Weidling. Batting 8th, the second baseman, number 45, Aaron Cornwell. Batting 9th, the center fielder, number 30, Ryan Van Dett. And on the mound, number 21, Paul Weigel.
This will be fun. I can't read this. Yeah, help me. All right. Okay, so.
And now the starting lineup for your Blue Sox. Leading off, the third baseman,
Just go.
Jake McElroy. In the 2-hole, the shortstop, Anderson Jimenez. In the 3-hole, the first baseman, Justin Bosman. Batting 4th, the center fielder, Nick Henderson. The designated hitter, Ben Hunter.
Tom Cabardi's on the left.
Batting 6th, the left fielder, Tom Capardi.
Dave Vandersauwen in left.
Batting 7th, the right fielder, David Vandersauwen.
Jake Sawatsky at third.
Batting 8th, the third baseman, Jake Sawatsky.
Ninth, Austin Travis.
And batting 9th, the catcher, Austin Travis.
Michael O'Brien.
And on the mound for your Blue Sox tonight is Michael O'Brien. The Blue Sox are managed by Rick DeAngelis.
Let me see if I can interpret this.
Dude, I'm sorry. It's like, I've done the names.
It's not your fault. It's not your fault. Don't worry about it.
You get into that, you get into that mode.
Yeah.
No anthem, right? We just go.
Nope.
Now, trying to decipher a last-minute lineup from Rick DeAngelis, just sorting it all out in the proper order. But welcome to another edition of Lexington Blue Sox Baseball here on the Blue Sox Baseball Network here on YouTube. Just heard Derek Polacki do about as well as anyone could trying to put it all. We had it all in positional order, just not in a batting order. But the Blue Sox coming off a 6-1 win over ADSL of the Park League last night, also in interleague action, and they host the Al Thomas Athletics of the Hockey League to continue interleague play here tonight. The Blue Sox take the field led by Michael O'Brien, and this is the Al Thomas Athletics lineup.
Just made a change. Just want to make sure you know it. So basically Chappie came out of the lineup. Wherever he was, dropped his spot to the bottom and moved everybody else up.
So who's the DH now? Is the DH just batting?
So the pitcher's hitting.
The pitcher is hitting. Okay. Thank you. All right.
Chapman out, everybody moves, pitcher hits 9.
All right. Gotcha. All right. Well, nothing easy here in the Intercity League, I guess. Oh, boy. So we just had a very last-minute change to the batting order for the Al Thomas Athletics. It's going to be as follows. We hope this is the last change, at least for the A's, before the game starts. Cam Plank leading it off behind the plate. Jack Adgate at short. Matt Rothermel at third. Sam Browning in right. Jake Bean at first. Mitch Weidling in left. Aaron Cornwall in at second. Ryan Van Dett in center. And Paul Weidling is going to bat ninth and pitch. Got a little crazy here at the end. You're going to have to just actually send that to me. Oh, no. I got over here. You got over there. Again, never a dull moment, right? All right, we are ready for some interleague baseball. The A's coming into play third in the Yawkey League standings, but I got absolutely ranched by the Middlesex Expos last night. It sounds like we have another change here for the Blue Sox, but we'll figure that out later. All right, well, anyways, it's foggy. It's 65 degrees. That's a swing and a miss. First pitch at 8:02. We're underway. Oh, boy. Cam Plank, the catcher, leading things off against Michael O'Brien, son of BC football head coach Bill O'Brien, and Plank is behind 0-2. Plank enters play with an OPS of 1171 in 22 games. Swing chops that foul over towards his dugout. Blue Sox in blue and red, and the A's in gray. 1 homer, 17 ribbies, 9 doubles, 9 walks to 10 strikeouts, and a slash line 466, 541, 630. Breaking ball in there for strike 3 called. First out of the ball game. So Plank goes down looking, and it'll be Jack Adgate, the shortstop. Sometimes you gotta have a rapid fire delivery with these announcements when you're still trying to finish housekeeping on your end. You people mean the world to us. It is strike 1 to Jack Adgate, the A's shortstop. You're good. You're good. I don't think you even have to go that far. All right. Well, Adgate entering play with an OPS of 590 in 12 games. Yeah. Swing and a miss. 1-2. Keystone Cops back here. Cue the Benny Hill theme. All right, 1-2 the count to Plank. Adgate, and Adgate able to foul that one off. So he'll stay alive at 1-2 with 1 out here on the top of the first. Michael O'Brien again getting the start on the mound for the Blue Sox. A couple of roster updates to let you know about for the Blue Sox as we proceed. Obi making his 3rd appearance of the season, no decision. Has not allowed a run yet. 2 hits in 4 2/3 innings. That's flared the other way into foul territory and drops. We'll do it again at 1-2. 2 hits allowed, no runs, 6 strikeouts, no walks in 4 2/3 innings for Obi, who last pitched against the Andre Chiefs on July 15th. Win an inning and 2/3 in that one, allowed 1 hit and struck out 1 after going 3 innings and striking out 5. His Blue Sox debut against the Stoneham Sabres on July 9th. That's fouled off the other way. Good battle here by Adgate. Count remains 1-2. Now the Blue Sox had actually been off for a while before last night's game. Hadn't played in 8 days. We're supposed to play against the Middlesex Expos, as O'Brien can't get the roundhouse curveball back to the outside edge, and it'll be 2-2. Blue Sox had been off for 8 days before last night's win over ADSL, 6-1 win over at Town Field on Dodd Ave, as that is swung on and missed back-to-back strikeouts to begin the ball game for Obi. 2 up, 2 down. That'll bring up the third baseman, Matt Rothmel.
Third baseman number 26, Matt Rothmel.
So, after a tough loss against, your arch rivals, 1-0 loss to Andre, and especially the way that game ended with the Blue Sox having, chances to multiple chances to tie and add on, but ended up with a goose egg for the 3rd time this season, shut out for the 3rd time. They've actually shut out 4 opponents and been shut out themselves 3 times, and one side apiece there being, of course, the season opening 1-2, 1-2 is count, scoreless 9-inning tie against the Expos. Had the game against the Expos at East Boston Stadium rained out. 2nd time, in fact, this season they've had a game at Eastie rained out this season, and so they were off for 8 days, but Rick scheduled a practice for Monday night. 15 guys showed up and got shake the rust off and strong win against a strong team in the Park League in ADSL last night, and hoping to keep start another winning streak here tonight against Al Thomas. 2-2, misses high, and it'll be a full count to Rothermel, the third baseman for the A's. Initially listed as the DH tonight for Al Thomas before John Chapman had to be scratched. Chapman was originally listed as the third baseman, and he swapped with Rothermel to be the DH. And then Chapman had to just be scratched from the lineup entirely. And Whitem, the pitcher, is going to bat ninth. Everyone else moves up a spot. But a walk here for Rothermel to keep the top of the first alive. Again, rapid-fire delivery to get everything done here. I'm still doing housekeeping on our end. So Rothermel with the base on balls to keep this top of the first alive. The first pitch to the A's cleanup hitter, Sam Browning, is fouled off for strike one. Rothermel, that'll pad his on-base percentage of .391 entering play. Give his sixth walk of the season. That comes straight back here. Read the top line. Wild pitch makes it 1-1 and a runner in scoring position now for the A's. So a chance for Browning to pad his stats. Browning playing in his 15th game of the season. OPS of .886, 3 doubles, 1 triple, and 6 ribbies. That's in there for a strike, and the count will be 1-2. So walk and a wild pitch after back-to-back Ks have the first run of the ball game for the A's in scoring position. Can they cash in? O'Brien comes set. And the 1-2, here it comes. On the outside corner, strike 3 called. And Browning strikes out the side, works around the walk and the wild pitch, and after half an inning in the books, A's nothing, Blue Sox coming up. Never a dull moment. Jake McElroy leading things off. I haven't reset the camera. Just it'll be 2-0 the count to Jake McElroy. 2-1 is the count. Paul Whiteham, as we mentioned, the starting pitcher for the A's, is going to have to bat too. Whiteham's making his 11th appearance of the season. Nobody else on the A's has more than 6. He is 6-2 with a 3.89 ERA. 3-1 is the count to McElroy, to be followed by Jimenez and Leonard. A full count to Jake. McElroy playing his 5th game of the season, 724 OPS with 1 triple. And takes ball 4 for a leadoff walk. So here's the shortstop, Anderson Jimenez. Jimenez got the start at short. John Luters, as he fouls that one off, John Luters, who was fantastic at the top of the line to begin the season for the Blue Sox at short, got hurt, and he's apparently had a setback in his rehab. So Jimenez thrust into the number 2 slot here with Luters' absence, and takes high for ball 1, 1-1. Luters played in 7 games and had 474 with an 1194 OPS. Throw back to first, and McElroy is back safely. Jimenez, 255 batting average with a 650 OPS, but is now 3rd on the team in hits with 12 in now 17 games. And he actually has 6 hits in his last 4 games. Throw down to second, they got him. Caught stealing is McElroy. So the Blue Sox trying to run on one of the leaders of the A's, Cam Plank, and he gets hosed for out number 1, a 2-1 count with now 1 out to Jimenez. And Jimenez fouls that one off to even the count at 2. So Jimenez, again, 6 hits in his last 4 games, including a 2-for-4 effort last night against ADSL. Able to foul that one off. Also went 2-for-3 with a couple of runs against the Boston Padres. 1-for-3 against the Chiefs. 6 for his last 13. Up and in for ball 3. Really starting to get a little more confident here offensively as the season has progressed, and obviously on more playing time. But swings and misses, pitch up and in for strike 3. Uncharacteristic of Anderson, I would say. And two down now here in the bottom of the first.
The designated hitter, number 16, Ben Leonard.
Here's Ben Leonard, the DH tonight for the Blue Sox. And remember, with the interleague games, no extra hitter, only 9-man lineups. And mercy rule in effect as well. 10 runs after 5 is the cutoff. That's what happened to the A's last night, in fact, against the Expos. The A's are one of 3 teams in the Yawkey League, as it's now 2-0 to Leonard, who are even at 500 against the ICL. Only the Brighton Black Sox have a winning record against the ICL. The Skins last night, the Beacons finished their ICL slate winless, 0-7. 2-1 is the count now to Ben Leonard. Grounder down the first base line, but hops foul, and the count will go to 2-2. As we haven't uploaded the Who You Got poll yet, but 1 second. Get it soon enough. Flared the other way into left field for a base hit. First base hit of the ball game, and that'll bring up Nick Anderson.
The center fielder, number 33, Nick Anderson.
Anderson entering play with an 11-19 OPS, 2 doubles, 3 triples, 2 homers, 17 ribbies, 11 walks to 15 Ks, and 10 out of 12 in stolen base attempts. He's behind here, though, 0-1. Good pick at the plate by Plank, and no advance by Leonard. It is 1-1. Anderson last night against ADSL, 2 for 3 with a run scored, an RBI. Runner goes, hesitated halfway between first and second, and now they got Leonard in a hot box. The ball goes back to the first baseman. It's booted, and Leonard's going to make it anyways. Just like he drew it up. Error by somebody, I would have to imagine. The pitcher? It was the pitcher who spiked it, right? Oh, it got lost in the fog, maybe, and able to run it down at the last minute is the left fielder, Weidling, to retire the side. So much ado about nothing there in the bottom of the first. Let's see if we can smooth things out going into the second. No score. Jake Bean to lead things off for the A's here in the top of the second. Sound director costs an arm and a leg, man. 1-0 is the count to Bean. 2-0 is the count to Bean. Called a Bean counter, right? Excuse me, swing by Bean and a pitch that bounced to the plate, and it is 2-1. Third option tonight for the Who You Got poll. The Blue Sox, the A's, and the Mist. I do feel like it's consuming our last remaining brain cells here tonight. It's the Mist. The Mist. Something's in the mist. 5-pitch walk to lead off the top of the second for Jake Bean. You're 50 years old. You're almost 50 years old. You still dress like a Teletubby. This will be Weidling, who just made that catch in left field to end the bottom of the first. This would have been Chapman's slot in the. This would have been Chapman's turn at the plate with the initial lineup, but again, had to be scratched. And Wydom, the pitcher, is going to bat ninth, so no DH tonight for the A's. Second walk issued by O'Brien, but Weidling comes up empty there, and the count will be 1-1. Mitch enters play with an OPS of 717 and 3 ribbies in 13 games this season. 2-1 is a count to Weidling. Weidling hasn't played since July 11th when he went 0 for 3 against the Stoneham Sabres. Throwback to first. They did not get him on a pitch high and tight, which makes it 3-1 to Weidling. Now, O'Brien hadn't walked anyone in his first 2 appearances. He has walked 2 out of the first 5 batters he's faced tonight, and in danger of walking a third. He'll be fouled off, though. It's a little bit of a reprieve. Count is 3-2. Weidling and then Cornwall due up for the A's here in the top of the second. Cornwell, excuse me. Turning into my father. Somehow he can read his handwriting, but nobody else can. It's an ancient code only he knows. Look at the tag of the lead runner, then throw to first. Hesitation there by Zawatsky might have cost them a double play, but they do. Well, did they get the lead runner? Yes, they did. I was waiting for a moment because Bean was still standing on second, but he is in fact retired on the fielder's choice 4 unassisted. So here's Cornwell, the second baseman. So 4 unassisted goes the fielder's choice. 1 out, still a runner at first. And that gets in there for strike 1. Cornwell, the second baseman. Takes a ball. Playing in his 8th game with the A's. 662 OPS. 167, 412, 250 is the slash line. 2 hits, but 5 walks. Fouls that one off, and the count will be 1-2. 2 hits, and one of them is a double. 0 for 3 with a strikeout in his last game, July 18th, against the McKay Club Beacons. That's strike 3 called. Throw back to first for the attempted strike him out, throw him out, or pick him off double play, but it'll be strikeout number 4 for O'Brien, and here's Van Det. Ryan Van Det, the center fielder, will swing and miss at the first offering for strike 1. Van Det, 314, 340, 314 is slash line. No extra base hits, 3 RBIs, 2 walks, and 17 Ks. Weidling getting his lead off of first. Here's the pitch from OB. It's a chopper back to the mound. O'Brien's got it on to first. May have come across a little too hard on the throw there, but a good bailout, and the side is retired. $1.50 in the books, and still no score. Justin Bosland will lead things off for the Blue Sox here in the bottom of the second. Happens to the best of us. And that'll be in the dirt for ball one to Boz. Bosland, Gabarty, and Vanderzowen due up here in the bottom of the second for the Blue Sox, and Boz is ahead 2-0. Bosland, 182, 500, 273 is slash line. Good for an OPS of 773. And a 4-pitch walk to Bosland, which is nothing new for him. 2 hits this season, but now picks up his 6th walk. And here's Gabarty.
Left fielder, number 22, Tom Gabarty.
So another leadoff walk for the Blue Sox. And here's Gabarty, the left fielder. And Gabarty takes a strike, 0-1. Gabarty playing in his 5th game of the season, 17-14 his OPS. His 1 hit is a triple with 1 ribby and 2 walks. But he is behind now, 0-2. He's also been hit by 2 pitches. Yeah, I don't really ratchet up the OBP. He gets on base, right? One and two. Yeah, of course, a couple years ago, the MLB Athletics, who 20 years prior taught the broader baseball world to appreciate guys who get on base, posted the worst team on base percentage in almost 60 years. Gabarty into center field, and that'll be hauled in for out number 1. Here's David Vanderzowen. This is Vanderzowen. If you're in the chat, time to make your presence known, right? The Mist actually has a vote right now in the poll. Breaking ball in there for a strike. Throw down to second. They won't get Bosland. Stolen base successful. Running game is going to be a factor again once for the Blue Sox here in an interleague game, as it often seems to be. 0-1, but Bosland picks up the stolen base, and he is in scoring position. All right, 1 runner caught steal. Oh! Trying to sneak back there and catch him leaning. Not even leaning, just not really paying attention, but almost got him there. But 0-1 is the count. I had 1 runner caught stealing, then I had Leonard picked off, but an error bailed out Leonard. Of course, that ended up not mattering in the end. 0-2 is the count to Vanderzowen, with Zawatsky due up next. Fly ball into right center field. Outfielders converging, and it drops between them. Bosland gets to third. Well, the fog is a factor. That is for sure.
The second baseman, number 11, Jake Zawatsky.
Me trying to be a smart guy, I always figured that, it would be more of a factor in keeping run totals down because the air's thicker, harder to, get a lot of length out of a line drive or a fly ball, but sometimes the fielders just don't see it in the fog. That'll be a base hit, though, all the way. It's just dropped. And it is 1-0 to Zawatsky. So base hit for Vanderzowen, the second hit of the ball game for the Blue Sox. And now Zawatsky into left center field, and that'll drop. One advantage to the defense is that can freeze the runners a bit. Not sure if they're going to come up with a catch after all, but it does bring home Boslin, and to second goes Vanderzoun. On a clearer night, Vanderzoun is probably at third on that. But the Blue Sox will take the runs where they can get them, and it is 1-0. RBI single for Zawatsky, and here is the number 9 hitter, the catcher, Austin Travis. And Travis takes strike one. It is not 14-0 yet, I promise you. Nah, just me getting a little too funky with the hotkeys here on OBS. Swing and a miss by Travis, and the count will be 0-2. The leadoff man, Jake McElroy, getting the start at third base tonight on deck. Travis swings and misses for strike three. He'll throw back to second and didn't secure the ball to the shortstop, and back safely is Vanderzoun. So Travis goes down on strikes. He was batting .200 prior to that. This is his 10th game of the season. Lineup turns over for McElroy. Conversation here between Plank and Wyndham before we get to the batter. And umpire coming out to try and break things up. And base umpire coming in to interrupt him for something. Maybe you might have seen, not sure, but I mean, again, you know, it's 66 degrees and foggy, but no threat of rain. The only, misting we felt just because of that how fog be sometimes. But strike one, it is 0-1 to McElroy. Walked to begin the bottom of the first, but was caught stealing. First and second, 2 out. Blue Sox leading 1-0. RBI single by Jake Zawatsky is the difference right now. He is at first. Vanderzoun is at second. But an 0-2 count from Wyndham to McElroy. Ooh. Just outside is 1-2. That looked good. Blue Sox already with 3 hits and have drawn 2 walks, just the 1 run so far. Wyndham delivers the 1-2, popped up into foul territory over towards the first base dugout, and it took a turn behind the first baseman, and it lands, and we'll do it again. Tough break there for Jake Bean. Turned back behind him, looked like he had it lined up. And we'll keep the at-bat going here, 1-2. Audio isn't working. We hear every 10th word or so. Is that right? Make sure. It isn't working. Ms. Vanderzoun, is that any better? Just please understand that I, intentionally do not max out everything. Seems to be coming in fine on my end from what I can see on OBS. Fouled off again. Just want to make sure your volume's up. I don't know. Oh, excuse me, swing, but it will be a foul ball. Still doing it again at 1-2. Good battle here being put on by McElroy, and that's what you want out of your leadoff hitter, even if he isn't the first batter of the inning. Audio is breaking up. Volume. I don't know what to tell. Katrina, can you vouch for this at all? What Mrs. Vanderzoun is saying? Still 1-2 here. Make sure we have. That's down away. Ball 2, 2-2. I just tried to change the device to a different one, then back to the mixer here. I don't know if that makes a difference. 2-2. Fly ball into left, and that'll be caught for the out that retires the side. Blue Sox get 1 on 2 hits, but leave 2, and we are through 2, 1-0 Blue Sox. Nine, 1-2 due up for the Al Thomas Athletics, starting with the pitcher, Paul Whitem. Whitem thrust into the batting order after the late scratch of John Chapman, and he takes ball 1. Count is 1-0. And that'll be outside, 2-0. Whitem at the plate this season is 4 for 15 with a couple of RBIs. 267, in fact. Give him some credit, man. And it is 3-0. Yeah. I thought you said exactly 250. Come back tomorrow night. We're going to do fractions. Paul Whitem's just drawn his first walk of the season on 4 pitches to lead off the inning. Well, not the ideal start to the inning, obviously, for OB to walk your opposite number on 4 pitches, but you live and you learn. Grounder to second, past the diving second baseman into center field for a base hit. Oh, that ball was tagged off the bat of Cam Plank. And then the throw into the infield went a little haywire. So the A's, with first and second to begin the inning, had the leadoff man in Bean to begin the second. He was retired on a fielder's choice, but the A's picking up their first base hit, and now the tying run in scoring position for Adgate. No one warming right now for the Blue Sox. See if O'Brien can get out of this. Adgate's going to try and lay one down, and his bunt goes on a line into the backstop for strike one. 0-1 the count. Put not just get the tying run to third, but put the go-ahead run into scoring position. Corner infielders in here as O'Brien comes set. Got a little bit ahead of myself. Oh boy, it hit him. The bases are loaded with nobody out. I was saying I got a little bit ahead of myself with the bases on the score bug, but my goodness. I don't know, is the ball a little moist tonight is the question with this fog and condensation and humidity and such. Well, O'Brien is going to have to try and find his way out of this bucket of syrup with the heart of the order coming up for the Al Thomas Athletics. First three reaching without much resistance either. Whitem, the pitcher, drawing his first walk of the season on 4 pitches. Plank tattooing first pitch he sees into center field for a base hit. And then after Adgate fouls off a bunt attempt, he gets plunked. It is bases loaded, nobody out for the third baseman, Matt Rothermel. Rothermel walked his first time up. The first 2 were retired on strikes. And that is on the outside corner for strike 1. Rothermel, 4 RBIs and 2 doubles this season. Trying to cash in a big way. 1-1 is the count. That's on the inside corner for strike 2. Rothermel's last RBI was against the Stoneham Sabres on July 11th. That was the game in which he went 3 for 4. Hits this one, but was a little too far out in front, and we'll do it again at 1-2. That was a perfectly placed blooper for at least 2. If could have kept it inside the line, but way too far out in front. Do it again at 1-2. Bases full of A's right now. Swing and a miss and a breaking ball. Sweeping down and away. 1 down. Here in the top of the third. Huge first out there for the Blue Sox. Strikeout number 5 for O'Brien, and that brings up Browning. Browning grounds this one to the left side and through for a base hit. 1 run scores. Another runner being waved around. Throw will be cut off. 2-1 A's on the 2-run single by Sam Browning. I don't know. Jake McElroy came in and cut that one off. I'm not sure if it would have gotten home in time, but an extra relay, maybe? I don't know. Yeah, fair enough. Throw coming in from left by Dom Gabardi, cut off, but again with the fog, the condensation on the grass can slow down the ball as it travels in to the outfield, and that is what bought the A's a little bit more time to get that second run in. 2-0 is the count to Bean. Bean hits this one into center field. Back goes Anderson. He doesn't have it. Lost sight of the ball, being waved around third and able to score as the throw kicks away. Up the middle is Plank, and it is 3-1 Blue Sox. Blue Sox trailing the A's now. And again, the fog, a blessing and a curse for the defense. Because that could easily brought home both runners. But without knowing whether the center fielder Anderson would be able to track it down. Got to hold up, but Adgate with enough speed to get home after he knew the catch was not made. So Browning at second and Bean at first for Weidling, who dribbles. No, it's a foul ball. 1-2. So Browning with a 2-run single. Adgate comes in for Bean off Bean's hit. I mean, again, with the fog and everything. Here's a little flare into right field, another misjudge, but this one is caught in right. Throw comes in. Do they get him? No, they didn't. A one-hop to third. They nearly got Browning. Vanderzouen with a missile there. Nearly put an end to that one, but a good shoot by Vanderzouen anyways to make it close. You see that hop come in, you worry that it's going to bounce out of play and maybe allow Brian to come home in the end, but a good pick there to keep it in play and nearly got the out. But it is now runners at the corners, 2 down for Cornwell, who fouls this one off for strike 1. It's like a Silent Hill game right now. Triangle Man, Triangle Man. No. That's a They Might Be Giants song. I know it's not Pinhead. That's Hellraiser. But oof. Strike zone also might be a little bit of a puzzle here for the pitchers, but the A's with 3 here in the top of the third, not the second. That I completely whiffed on. Again, still trying to keep everything together here. Oh, wow. Now, we are set up from a slightly different angle from where we usually are here behind home plate. We're actually pretty much straight behind home plate, but it doesn't change the fact that looked like a pretty good spot there. But the bases are now loaded again for the A's, and here is Vandette, the 9th man to bat in the inning. Vandette fouls this one off for strike 1. So already every A's batter has reached at least once. I take that bet. Weidling reached on a fielder's choice, but wasn't a walk or a hit. But everyone's reached one, at least once, except for Vandette. Trying to cash in here, and Make it 4-1 or even 5-1. Swing and a miss, throw back to first, and they got him for the out that retires the side. A crooked number is a crooked number, but it could have been a lot worse. Can't imagine how big that inning could have been were it not for this fog. We are through 2.5, 3-1 A's. Boy, spooky season has come early, huh? If Anderson Jimenez to lead things off here in the bottom of the third. Paul Whitem, who got that rally started with a 4-pitch walk against his opposite number. Oh, a little extra jump off the top of the fence here to send that one out of play and make it 0-1 to Jimenez. Hey, you got to get the party started somehow if you're going to make a comeback. Jimenez takes a curveball inside corner, strike 2. And this is the part of the show where I let you folks know that the largest deficit that, as this is a little blooper to short, fired on to first, not in time. Boy, that took, that hung up there for a while. And the shortstop just let it land and bought Jimenez time to get an infield single. This is the part of the show where I remind you folks that the largest deficit overcome by either side in a Lexington Blue Sox game this year is 1. Neither the Blue Sox nor their opponents have overcome a multi-run deficit in any game to win this season. Neither team could score at all. No, I know, right? And that actually plays into, the part where, say, the Blue Sox have 4 shutouts and have been shut out 3 times, and one of each of those happened in game 1 of the season. Leonard cuts and misses. Yeah, exactly. But hey, amateur baseball, ties are a thing. Amateur baseball. Well, Derek, that's baseball for you. It is absolutely not, no. Oh, and Leonard gets plunked, and first and second to begin the bottom of the third. Well, if Nick Anderson is going to do Nick Anderson things, now would be a great time to do so. Remember that Anderson, of his 17 ribbies this year, 12 came in the span of 2 games back in early June against the Beacons and the Boston A's. Before last night against ADSL, he hadn't had an RBI since at all in the month of July. Last had one against Palmer on June 28th. It is 1-1 to Anderson, who flew out to left his first time up. Anderson into right. That's down for a base hit, and it's going to be even more. Jimenez scores. Leonard around third. Anderson on his way to third. We are tied at 3. Oh, baby, a triple. I feel dirty for referencing that meme. Back to where we started, 3-3. 2-run triple for Anderson. Where are the Doritos and Mountain Dew and air horns and everything? Sample text. Anderson with RBIs number 18 and 19 of the season, and he might come home here on this wild pitch. The Blue Sox lead. Got to get through 5, though. Don't get ahead of yourself, man. There's still a game to be played. Bosland ahead 1-0 and 2-1. 1-1. All right. Bosland fouls that one off. 1-2. Walked, stole second, then came around to score. Game's first run in the bottom of the second. Blue Sox first 3 reach, and all 3 of them score, but Boz comes up empty there for strike 3 and out number 1. Third strikeout for Wydom.
Left fielder, number 22, Dom Capardi.
0-1 is the count to Dom Gabardi, who flew out to center his first time up. One and 1. 4 runs on 5 hits. And 2 left. 3 left, rather, for the Blue Sox. 3 runs on 3 hits. And 4 left for the A's. Just high, 2-2. Back, 4th and 4th. Check out my gravel pit. The Blue Sox back out in front by 1. Each team with a 3 spot here in the 3rd. And the Blue Sox looking for more to extend the lead up to 2. Well, the A's led by 2 going into this half inning, and the Blue Sox take the lead back. That is a check swing and strike 3, and a bit too much of a stretch there at first by Bean, but able to see that and step on the bag and get out number 2. Here's Vanderzauwen. Vanderzaan with a RBI double his last time. RBI single, rather. I don't know why I circled double. I think I meant to circle single and somehow. You can backtrack on this on the stream, folks, and let me know every point I messed up. 0-2 the count. Down the line in right, going into foul territory, and it'll drop. Remains 0-2. Browning gave it a good run there, but ball landed in the gravel driveway there behind, down the line, where the out-of-play area is, so I think it would have been an out anyways if he had caught it. 0-2 to Vanderzaan. Curveball in there for strike 3 called, and the side is retired. So Whitem allows 3 runs on 2 hits and then strikes out the next 3. And the Blue Sox lead 4-3 after 3. Robbie Cobb will take over on the mound for the Blue Sox after 3 innings by Michael O'Brien. He cannot get the win anyways because of the 3 innings. Cobb takes over, and he will face Vandette, Whitem, and Plank into left center field, diving, not a catch. Great effort there in left center field. Anderson picks it up and fires it back in, but it is a leadoff double for Ryan Vandette, rudely greeting Robbie Cobb there. So the A's getting the leadoff man on for the 3rd consecutive inning. Fine effort in left field by Gabardi. He's okay, he gets up, but tying run now in scoring position for the A's. And here's the pitcher, Paul Whitem. He's going to take a strike, 0-1. Corner infielders coming in, expecting the bunt. Whitem did not show any inclination on that first pitch and took strike 1. Cobb looks at second and comes home with it. Swing and a miss, strike 2. Cobb making his 3rd appearance of the season, 0-1 with an 8.40 ERA, allowed 6 runs on 5 hits in 3 innings against Melrose on June 17th. Little dribbler to the third baseman, looks the runner back, fires the first for one, back to third. Did they get him? They did! I was going to say, initially, with that ball wasn't hit very far, so maybe the runner at second could have gone to third anyways and would have worked out as a sacrifice, but they get the double play in the end. Bases empty, 2 down. 5-3-1. Wow. I don't think it was Robbie. I think. Was it? I'll go back on it. Attaboy Robbie, just to get out, just to, wipe the bases clean, certainly. Yep. That is a tough one. That would be certainly a tough one for Robbie to get to, being a right-hander falling off towards the first base side. Count will be 2-1 to Cam Plank. 3-0, excuse me. 3-0 to Plank, who is 1 for 2 with a single and a run scored, struck out leading off this ball game. And a 4-pitch walk. So the inning continues. And here's Adgate. I'll just go back and make sure we got that scored properly. Adgate pops this one up into left center field. Nothing coming easy tonight, except for that one, I guess. Anderson makes the catch, and the side is retired. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, 1 left. Halfway home, 4-3 Blue Sox. Eight, 9, and 1 due up for the Blue Sox here in the bottom of the 4th. Jake Sawatsky, Austin Travis, and Jake McElroy. Named after a city and the county in which that city is. No. I had to make sure I was looking him up right, when he made his debut earlier this season to, get his stats. And you Google Austin Travis, you get the city of Austin in Travis County, Texas. Thankfully, Austin's name is spelled differently than that. Austin, Austyn. Although Google will think, no, this is how you spell. No, that's not what I'm looking for. Why would I do that to myself? 1-1 to Zawatsky. Pops this one up. Foul. And out of play. 1-2. Zawatsky with an RBI single his last time up. 1-for-1. I said that was Vanderzouwen's. I gotta figure this out. I'm just so discombobulated, just the hectic lead into this game, just making sure we got the hieroglyphics of the lineups decoded. For a minute, I thought that was going out of play behind us, but that stayed in the park and it's caught at third for out number 1. Just a lot I personally have had to do lately, and just trying to keep up. That's all I can do. TJI Fridays. To clean up a George Carlin joke, if I had a restaurant like that, I'd call it OMGIOW. Oh my God, it's only Wednesday. And that is exactly what it is. 1-0 is the count to Travis. Strikeout swing his first time up. I think people would drink a lot more liquor if they thought it was Wednesday all the time. Up the third baseline, foul 1-1. When we had a scoreboard that could flash E or H for error or hit, sometimes we would taunt Rick by flashing E if he didn't grab one of those. Swing and a miss. 2 down. Travis down strikes for the second time. Lineup turns over for McElroy, who is 0 for 1. A walk in the first and fly out in the second. Blue Sox overcoming a 2-run deficit last inning to take a 4-3 lead. Remains to be seen, though, if they'll hang on. To build on the stat I mentioned earlier, that no team in a Blue Sox game has overcome more than a 1-run deficit to win a game this season. No team in a Blue Sox game has overcome a 2 or more run deficit at all. Not even like taking the lead, but then coughing right back up. Single for McElroy with 2 down. We'll keep the inning alive for AJ. Whitem looks at first and deals, and that'll be flared into left field for a base hit. Back-to-back 2-out singles on back-to-back 2-out pitches. And here comes Ben Leonard. Leonard hit by a pitch and scored last time up after singling his first time up. So I mentioned Jonathan Luter's still nursing an injury. Another roster move to let you know about for the Blue Sox. Mitch McCabe no longer with the team, but for very good reason. He's got a great opportunity right now with the Williamsport Crosscutters of the MLB Draft League. And the manager of the Crosscutters, former Major League catcher and former Blue Sox catcher, Ryan Hannigan. Former Red Sox, Rocky, Red, Ray, and immaculate grid goat, right? Not quite. He's managing, yep. He actually played for us a couple years ago after he retired from MLB, and now he's... Did we sign him as a free agent for that one season? Or weren't you? In the dirt, a late reaction, and now the runners are going. Plank looking left, right, trying to keep his head on a swivel, and eventually had to be Wyndham coming up to get it. Wild pitch puts McElroy at third and Jimenez at second, and a 2-2 count to Leonard. Did Hannigan even ever play for the Padres? Yeah. Again, Immaculate Grid All-Star. Hey, Ryan, how you doing? No, okay, so in the majors, he only actually played for the Reds, Rays, Red Sox, and Rockies. Fly ball into left, and it'll be caught for the out that retires the side. So another inning ends on a fly out to left, and the Blue Sox unable to extend the lead despite the back-to-back two-out singles. We're through 4-3. We go to the top of the fifth. Congrats to Mitch McCabe. Hope you enjoy Pennsylvania, says my Pennsylvania native wife. Basically, yeah. Rothamel behind the count 0-1, grounds this one foul. He's behind 0-2. 3, 4, and 5 due up here for the A's in the top of the fifth against Robbie Cobb, trying to continue to hold this 4-3 lead. Got out of Dodge in that top of the fourth in his first appearance in over a month. First inning, working over a month last inning. Here's a fly ball towards the line and left. He ran it down into foul territory for the first out. Dom Gabardi, full speed ahead, lost the cap in the process. Yeah, I know, right? I don't think he would, or Rob Cobb, the blah, 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 blog. I've been called worse. And as Katrina can tell you, I've never watched Arrested Development either. Again, I've been called worse. 1-1 the count to Browning. 1 for 2 with a single and strikeout. Couple of ribbies on that single back in the third that gave the A's their first lead of the game. 2-1 was the score at the time. 2-1 is a count to Cobb. Browning will be from Cobb rather to Browning. Browning will be followed by Bean. And if either of them get on, Weidling. Popped up. That did not get up very high in this thick air, and Robbie Cobb firing a fastball over to second base after making that catch for out number 2. Don't do that. I'd like to see you call him that to his face. I'm sure he's heard worse, though. Bob Cobb. I mean, chopper to third. 1, 2, 3 go the A's in the top of the 5th. One of the top writers for NCIS, though, is named Speed Weed. More fun names after this break. Anderson, Bosland, and Gabarty due up here in the bottom of the 5th for the Blue Sox. Anderson with a 2-run triple to tie this game at 3 last time up, and then came home to score on the very next pitch, a wild pitch, and gave the Blue Sox the lead back 4-3 still. Blue Sox here after each team scored 3 in the 3rd. Love it when that works out so nicely for everyone involved, right? Fly ball into left. Well, that's one spot that hasn't really been trouble defensively. Fly balls to left for whatever reason. 1 down. Broken bat, 2. Who needs Mariano Rivera? So Anderson's now 1 for 3. Here's Boz. Walked, stole a base, and scored in the 2nd, and then struck out swinging in the 3rd. Grounder to the right side, fielded at 2nd, on to 1st. Quickly 2 down. Really is unfortunate, I guess, for both pitchers that they each had these hiccups, both starting pitchers, that they had those hiccups in the 3rd inning. In the end, I guess it doesn't change. It ends up being a wash in essence, but both pitchers been doing both starting pitchers did very well. Obviously, O'Brien, was done after 3 innings, but Wydom, except for that 3rd, has been lights out. 1-0, obviously allowed the 1 run in the 2nd, and that ends up basically being the difference right now. You take away the 3rd, you take away the 3rd inning, it's still a 1-0 ball game. And Bosland reaching to start that inning. Stealing 2nd, then scoring. 1-1 is the count to Gabarty. It's 0 for 2. Hoping to get some offensive stats here out of this game after a fine running catch into foul territory in left field in the top half this inning. 1-2 the count now to Dom. And a swing and a miss on a pitch in the dirt, and Dom is tagged out, and that'll do it for the bottom of the 5th. We go to the top of the 6th. 4-3, Blue Sox on top of the A's.
the top of the 6th inning, left fielder number 41, Mitch Wadley.
Mark Herlihy to lead things off, to pitch now for the Blue Sox. Third pitcher of the evening for the Blue Sox, and he will face Weidling, Cornwell, and Van Det. Weidling had 1-0, reached on fielder's choice and flew out to right. His first 2 opportunities, 0 for 2, is the A's left fielder. Fouls this one off. Count will leave it at 1. Herlihy pitching in his 4th game of the season for the Blue Sox. Misses outside. It is 2-1. No decisions and a 3.81 ERA in 3 2/3 innings. Grounded right back to Herlihy. Even for pitchers, you enter the game, the ball finds you. 1 down. Looks like we have a pinch hitter for the A's. We'll get it to you in just a second. All right, so this is Tim Bement, this is one of the subs available for the A's tonight. One of one, actually, it was on the lineup card, but those are the only guys on the roster for the A's. Yeah, yeah. So Bement pinch hitting for Cornwell here, and he's ahead 2-1. Van Det still in the on-deck circle, though, for the A's in his usual spot in the order. And that'll be swung on and missed. Strike 2 to even the count at 2. Bement, 056, 105, 111, his slash line this season. A lot of ones. Outside and rolls to the backstop, full count. He's got 1 hit, a double, 1 run scored, 1 RBI, 1 walk, 10 Ks in 12 games and 18 at-bats. Entering play tonight. That'll be a foul ball, just a little too far out in front there. So Bement with a 3-2 count, and again, Van Det on deck. And read the second line. Do it again, 3-2. At the hour-and-a-half mark of this ballgame, started at 8:03. It is now 9:33 here in the birthplace of the American Revolution, Lexington, Massachusetts. That'll be high for ball 4, and Bement is aboard. Pinch hitter, only 1 hit and 1 walk on the season, able to pick up a 1-out walk here, and here's Van Det, the center fielder. 1 for 2 with a ground out and a double. Swings and misses for strike 1. I wouldn't necessarily call it raining. We're starting to feel, condensation from the fog here once again behind home plate. And I'm just waiting for a first base coach for the A's. Just missed outside, and the count will be 1-1. Whitem, the pitcher, on deck. Try to catch Bement napping, but able to get back without a tag due to the high throw. Still 1-1 to Van Det. Blue Sox have clinched a playoff berth. Fouled off. It's 1-2. Top 5 teams in the ICL will make it to the playoffs. 4 and 5 will play a one-game wild card play-in game. And it'll be the winner of that game versus the number 1 seed in a best-of-3 semis, and 2 versus 3 in another best-of-3 semis, and the best-of-5 championship series. Down and away. Catcher lost it, and Bement will get to second. And remember, that is the tying run there, folks. Blue Sox have clinched a playoff berth, but yet to clinch a top 3 spot to avoid the play-in game. They are 3 points back of the Andre Chiefs with a game in hand, though. And a swing and a miss for crucial out number 2 there on Vandette. First strikeout of the night for Herlihy, and it'll be up to Wydom. Wydom helping his own cause his first time up, drawing that 4-pitch walk that began the 3-run rally for the A's to take the lead 3-1 in the top of the third. And you wonder if the ball's getting a little moist there, because that's another one sent, pulled a little too far across there by Herlihy. 1-0 is the count to Wydom. Ended up scoring after that leadoff walk, but then hit into that 5-3-1 double play. And the A's last had a real opportunity to try and pull even again. That leadoff double by Vandette. Runner goes for third, and it's going to be held on to behind the plate. So 2-1, and that's it. We got a Rosenbag out there. The tying run is now 90 feet away. Exactly. Again, you got the pitcher. We don't want to walk him on 4 pitches. That's what happened last time. Well, the first time, excuse me. Swing and a miss, strike 2. It's not like Wydom is, a 100 hitter. Again, he's two for, about 250 on the season entering play. I mean, if you can, hit 250 and field your position well, it's hard to not get you a job in the majors or at any bit. But, so yeah, for pitchers, as long as you don't give away outs, and when it's your turn at bat, that's what they ask for. Now, obviously, Wydom wasn't even going to be in the batting order tonight until the late scratch of Chapman. 2-2. Way high. Up and in, 3-2, with the leadoff man Plank due up next. In the bottom of the 6th, the Blue Sox are going to have the bottom third of the order due up. Vanderzauer, Zawatsky, and the catcher slot popped up. That's going to go foul and out of play. Try to figure out if that was still Travis behind the plate. It is. For whatever reason, the straps on Austin's chest protector over the 42 on the back of the Blue Sox jersey make it look like 12 or any other number other than 42. Like, you can't really discern 42 fully from back here for whatever reason. 3-2. Oh, he was able to lay off, and he draws his second walk. So the tying run now at third and the go-ahead run at first, and the lineup turns over for the leadoff man, the catcher, the A's best hitter, Cam Plank. And before we get too far, Pat McGowan is going to call a meeting of the minds here at the mound. Jason Kendall was past his leadoff prime when he played for the A's. Russell Martin? He could run. Let's just remind you folks what the Blue Sox are dealing with here. Cam Plank, he is 1 for 2 tonight, struck out leading off the ball game. Singled and scored in the third and walked in the fourth. 1171 OPS on the season entering play. 9 doubles, 1 homer, 17 ribbies, 9 walks. Slugging .630. And by the way, speaking of catchers who can run, like Kendall and Martin, Plank is 22 out of 23 in steals this year. A nice backhand pick by Travis on a ball that was destined for the backstop. Also important there, Wydom doesn't advance, so it is just 1-0 after all that. Catches the inside edge. Strike one. 1-1. Plank, dating back to 2017 across his experience with the Park League, Yawkey League, and other assorted amateur leagues in the area. That's, again, down and away, but a nice pick by Travis. It's 2-1. He's a career .333 hitter with 170 RBI, 256 hits, 120 walks, 69 steals, and 76 attempts. That bounces to the backstop, and here comes the tying run. Once again, back to where we started. And the go-ahead run now in scoring position. The walk to Bement comes back to bite him. Yep. That's a foul ball, and the count will be full. Bement pinch hitting for Cornwell. Bement under 100 is batting average entering play, just one hit and 1 walk, and able to draw the walk, get to second on a wild pitch, and then score on a wild pitch. And Wydom, the pitcher, drawing his second walk to keep the inning alive. Now it's second, representing the go-ahead run. That bounces to the plate. That'll be ball 4 for Plank, and to third goes Wydom. So once again, runners at the corners. Go-ahead run now 90 feet away. And Jack Adgate to the plate with a chance to give the A's the lead back. Runners at the corners, 2 down. Strike 1. Remember, bottom third of the order due up for the Blue Sox. In the bottom of the 6th, Vander Zowen, Zawatsky, and Travis. Uncontested stolen base for Plank. Number 23 on the season. It is 1-1, and now 2 runners in scoring position. Swing and a miss, 1-2. Wydom at third, Plank at second. Fouled off. We'll do it again. There is action in the Blue Sox bullpen. Base hit. Give the A's the lead. Strike 3 called on the outside corner. The A's get 1 on no hits, leave 2, and we go to the bottom of the 6th, tied at 4. Vanderzowen, Sawatsky, and Travis are due up here in the bottom of the sixth for the Blue Sox. Bevent stays in the game at second base. Sawatsky grounds this one to short. On to first. Throw is wide of the bag to the home plate side of the bag. And an error to lead things off. Can't get your tongue, Derek. I don't know. Who knows? Maybe it might. I don't know. Zawatsky. Zawatsky thinking about bunting, able to pull back to watch that one go high for ball one. Happens to the best of us, you know. Zawatsky 1 for 2, single and a pop up to third. Oh yeah, Giancarlos Ramirez has grabbed a couple of bats. Oh, he pops this one up, and it is caught by the catcher Plank for out number one. And Sawatsky obviously not happy with that result. So one down, and here's Giancarlos Ramirez. Well, he's wearing Pete Frady's number. Let's see if he's got some Pete Frady's heroics in him here. Ooh. 1-0. Haven't really seen, obviously, Anderson's run scored on a wild pitch, but you wonder if same kind of grip issues will affect the ace here that we've seen. As that gets away into center field, Vanderzowen basically had to push the infielder out of the way to get to third. It's you know, he's kind of standing in the base path there, he's making his turn. I think he's within his rights to do what he did. He didn't, like, you know, do the Albert Bell on Jose Valentin thing, but the truck stick in days of Madden Yore. Got up the middle. Tough spot there to field for the shortstop. It is runners at the corners. One down, and the lineup turns over for McElroy. Try to get Giancarlos, but he's able to get back without a tag. McElroy walked in the first, flew out to left in the second, singled in the fourth. Up and in. 1-0. And I haven't seen too many control issues here from Wyden. The error by the shortstop, allowing Vanderzowen to reach. Inside edge, 1-1. Third baseman in, anticipating that bunt that Derek's anticipating. But not going to happen now at 1-2. Not running with Giancarlos under any circumstance. No. Why would you even hold him on, right? He's twitching a little bit. Popped up behind us and out of play. Yeah, true. I mean, like, what if you get a liner right to the first baseman? Maybe a little less likely with the right-hander up, but I don't know if McElroy can get through the hole on the right side. That would be a good start. Great placement there, but 1-2. Oh, wow. Whoa, boy. I mean, yeah, absolutely, but I thought the umpire was about to ring him up. That was the thing. Oof. 2-2. He was ready. I mean, when you see the curveball and you can kind of tell the batter's frozen, I mean, that's the one. 2 down. All right. We got a pinch hitter here. 1 second. So Brett Stone is going to pinch hit here for Anderson Jimenez. Get the lefty up there in place of the righty Jimenez. And he's going to take strike one. Heart of the order due up, though, for the A's in the top of the 7th. Rothermel, Browning, and Bean. Ramirez goes, and Plank hangs onto it. 1-1 on top of that. Ramirez with a stolen base. Again, was wrong. Stone into right center field for a base hit. 1 run scores. Ramirez stumbles back into third. Rick DeAngelis had the stop sign up for the longest time, and Ramirez wanted to come home like he was a man on fire. But better phone Stone, right? Blue Sox lead 5-4. Here's Leonard. Brett Stone with the go-ahead RBI single. Pinch hitting for Jimenez. Another check of the runner on first. This time Stone back safely. So Brett Stone picks up the RBI single. It's Brett's first hit. Not first hit. Actually, it is his first hit of the season. An RBI single to boot. He was 0 for 6 with a run scored and 3 walks prior to that. And it's given the Blue Sox the lead back. 5-4 here in the bottom of the 6th. 2 outs, runs the corners. And a 1-0 count to Leonard, who swings and fouls this one off. I'm sure it's been an official broadcast much longer. Just haven't had the time to mention it. 1-1 as it goes on to Worthing Road. And I don't know if that got a chunk of one of the cars passing by, but sound like something. Yeah, I don't know what, though. Probably might have sounded worse than it actually was. Prepare for the worst, hope for the best, right? That's in the dirt. No advance by either runner, and it is 2-1. The hour and 51-minute mark of this ball game. 9:54 here in Lexington, Mass. 5-4 our score. The Blue Sox led 1-0 after 2. Both teams got 3 runs in the third. Blue Sox allowed the A's to tie it in the top half of this inning, but the Blue Sox get the lead back on the first base hit of the season by Brett Stone, driving home David Vander Zowen to give the Blue Sox lead back 5-4. That's in the dirt, and it'll run the count full, so Stone will be off with this next pitch with Anderson due up next. There it is. 3-2. Stone goes. Grounded, foul. Leonard singled his first time up, was hit by a pitch, then flew out to left. Little flare into center field. And it is caught for the out that retires the side. Brett Stone brings home the go-ahead run with 2 outs in his pinch hit appearance, his first base hit and RBI of the season. Will it hold, or do the A's have another rally in them? Go to the 7th, 5-4. Closing time for the Blue Sox.
7, Max Dush. And on the mound for your Blue Sox, number 26, Nate Hartley. Leading off for the Athletics in the top of the 7th. Third baseman, number 26, Matt Rotherman.
Well, you heard Derek, folks. Dushney behind the plate, Stone at short, and Hartley now on the mound to see if the Blue Sox can finish this one off. Strike one to Rothermel, who is 0 for 2. Walk in the first, strikeout in the third, fly out to left in the 5th. Another lefty for the Blue Sox. Third lefty of the game, in fact. Gobbled up at first for out number 1. O'Brien, Cobb, Herlihy, and now Hartley. Herlihy would be in line for the win if this score holds. Here is Browning, 1 for 3, strikeout in the first, single in the third, and a pop-up to Cobb on the mound in the 5th. 1-0 is the count. The A's got that run last inning without the aid of a hit. 3 wild pitches, 3 walks, ended up leaving 2. 2-0 the count to Browning. The A's actually haven't had a hit since the leadoff double by Van Dett in the 4th. There's a strike, 2-1. So 4 runs on 4 hits for the A's. Towering fly ball into center field. Anderson going back, and he's got it. Well, couldn't cut through the fog that much, and the A's down to their final out.
The first baseman, number 12, Jake Bean.
And it'll be up to Jake Bean to try and keep this inning and game going. Walk in the second, single in the third, an RBI single. In fact, a ground out to third in the 5th. 1-0 is the count to Bean. 2-0. Weidling due up next. Fly ball into right, camping under it, and making the catch is Van der Zowen for the out, and that ends the ball game. There it is. A little slow to pull the trigger on Andrew W.K. The Blue Sox are back in action tomorrow night at West Roxbury Academy to face the Base, another Yawkey League opponent. The Blue Sox win 5-4 in a game that took 1 hour and 59 minutes. Winning pitcher is Mark Herlihy. Losing pitcher Paul Wyden. Save goes to Nate Hartley. Blue Sox win 5-4, and they improve to 14-4-1 with 6 games remaining, and the A's fall to 10-13-1. Again, the Blue Sox on the road tomorrow night against the Base of the Yawkey League at West Roxbury Academy. 7:45 is the scheduled first pitch for that game, and we will have it for you here on the Blue Sox Baseball Network here on YouTube. Don't forget to subscribe and follow and support the Blue Sox and the Intercity League at intercityleaguebaseball.com and on the Burb, the Gram, and the Book. Once again, the final score from center field at Lexington High School. In Lexington, Mass is Lexington Blue Sox 5 and the Al Thomas Athletics 4. For all my righty friends here at LHS, my name is Sam Feely. Thanks for tuning in. Love you, Katrina. Party hard, Caitlin.